Welcome back to the Flowering Magi Oracle channel, and welcome Ascensioneers, Renegades, Empaths, and Starseeds, and everyone else. All of us are Starseeds, by the way. Some are just aware. I don't want to waste any time with a lot of talk, but this is my third video, and it's probably going to be it is the most powerful reading I've ever done. And what we're going to do is put this in a 3-part series. So by the power of 3. There is a lot to cover. And I want to give some preface before we actually do the reading. And I would really suggest that, if you want to take some time to really listen to this, save it for later, or, get your yoga mat out and stretch while you listen to this. Take some deep breaths, maybe put this on pause, grab a notebook, because I have some very powerful insights that I want to share with you. And, your attention is so appreciated, and I know it is your most valuable commodity. What you choose to spend your time, what you choose to focus on, because your focus and attention is probably the most valuable thing that you have. So with that, so this haul began when I wanted to do a reading about the new moon and how to use the new moon to manifest and to balance our lives, and using things like the 4 seasons, the 4 directions, the 4 elements, the 444, using what you got, your ability, your compasses, your inner compasses, to traverse this path that we're all on. Okay. And so I wanted to, the new moon is for planting ideas. It's for what do you want to manifest? What do you want to create? Using your imagination, which imagination, the word magi is in imagination, and the word nation is also in imagination. So in everything that we know, everything in our reality, everything around us, what you're wearing, what you're sitting on, what you're looking at, where you're going, what you're going there in, etc., is all from someone's imagination. Our whole entire world was created by imagination. So I started a reading about the new moon, because I wanted to, and I really have to say that I feel like Indiana Jones, because I've done a lot of looking up words and reading, and this reading this is like the 4th day, maybe 5th, I think the 4th day in culmination, because I started the reading and I got a message, but then I followed my intuition, and I got the message, but I pulled back for a minute. I had recorded it and everything. And it was a good message, and it was a lot about, us being trapped and in this way of thinking, and not seeing what we need to see, and devil energy was involved, and the third eye chakra card had come out, which is also in regards to the new moon, or related to the new moon, relative. So I was like, okay, we've got the moon energy here, but something else there's more. Like, this isn't the message, this is just the beginning. So that message was for me, and what happened next, we're going to go from, that's where we're going to start. So from the Native Heart Healing Oracle card deck, which is a card that is meant for healing and also to raise your vibration. And Star Children, that was their mission. That's why they left their frequencies to come to this frequency, to help raise the frequency, because low vibrational energies flow where they can go. You dig? So we got the crown chakra from that deck. We got the crown chakra. So these mandalas are meant to raise your vibration just by looking at them. And there's dimension and things, sacred geometry, and there's things that like kind of like, you know, flows. So if you feel like you need to put things like maybe something on pause and you know, maybe meditate on any of these images, you know, I suggest you do so, you know. And also in your journey, you know, be proactive. Look up things. Be curious. And I'm not saying that no, I'm giving any information that any of you don't know, but like I just, you know, it's so beautiful. Divine intelligence. I don't even try to wrap my head around divine intelligence. I just kind of which is what this is. Crown chakra is divine intelligence. This is the indigo ray, you know, the color purple. And this is your higher self and your crown chakra, the communication from higher spirit, right? So then I chose which there's an 8 there too, and in tarot 8 is the strength card in the major arcana, and there's, you know, a fair lady on it as well. And so from the deck of the Oracle of the Grail Code, which is the Divine Feminine, because the Divine Feminine seems, they keep saying return to the Divine Feminine. I feel it. It's resonating. People are reading about it. And here it is. From the deck, we got sovereignty. A royal lady. Okay. Sovereignty, right? So let's start with the I'm going to read you a little bit from the crown chakra. Grounding, assessing your values, sensitivities. Be open to your wilderness. Here you will find the unexplainable raw beauty and divine guidance of who you really are. This mandala brings you the violet, silver, and golden rays of the crown chakra that connect you with the universal consciousness. Your energy has aligned with that of the Council of 12, a highly evolved, non-physical team of masters overseeing the evolution of humanity's heart-centered consciousness. It is important to note this occurrence happens when one's crown and heart have expanded to activate the pure love of Christ consciousness. This enables one to further achieve their mission, recognize your divinity, and live it. This chakra can also signify attachment to the physical world, feelings of emotional disconnection, and a resignation to living life this way. However, you will soon begin to feel more connected and at one with yourself and with the universe. Reevaluate what is important to you in your physical world. The things you have surrounded yourself with and have come to love have fulfilled their purpose and will give way to a greater way of being. For you, this time is now. You have the ability and the tools within to access higher consciousness. Having the intention to do so is enough. The energy of this mandala is at your side during this heightened time and reminds you that the timing is perfect for those anchoring the light within the planet, starseeds, and for those just beginning to understand their light. Thou time is nigh. Key element: violet ray, silver ray, golden ray, brain waves, meditation, Christ consciousness, detachment, goals, mindset, higher insight behind pain, opening to healing on all levels. That's the energy, the overall arching energy that we are going to plant in the new moon. All right? Our strength, our healing, our connection, which is the point of the, you know, it's the crown chakra, our connection that we lost because the vibrations here fell so low. And there's a great movie called Gabriel about this exact same thing. About angels that lowered their vibrational field to come here. Okay? And it's a very insightful movie. Anywho, moving forward. So that's what we're starting with. So, and then again, we have the divine feminine coming through. And we're talking about the moon, which is divine feminine energy, which also represents 3. And I started to read from this card deck just to familiarize myself, because I hadn't used it in a long time, with the energy of the divine, the Grail code, and what the energy of these cards, what the spirit that they were created in. So the first, there's kind of like just this page with this little, paragraph, long paragraph, if you will. And it says, "There's a secret I want to whisper to you. Come closer and you'll read about it here. Woman, do you know that you are the repository of an ancient code? A legacy powerful enough to make the earth a paradise? You are a piece of a puzzle that when put back together will create utopia. And you are that priceless pearl that will bring light and love to the world and a time of abundance and wisdom. The code is not in your DNA, where most things seem to be these days. The legacy you possess will not be handed to you when someone you know or don't know dies. The treasure that you are is the long sought after Grail. Yes, you. You are the Grail." And so I have this little miniature tarot card deck, and I wanted to bookmark this so that I could access this information and be prepared for this video. And so, of course, the first card that I pulled off the deck was the Empress, representing the number 3. And also the divine feminine and the queen of earth. I mean, like the goddess of earth. To begin the Grail code, the deck of the divine feminine. Let me just back up a little bit, because I did forget to say that when I bookmarked the crown chakra, I got the 10 of Swords, which is an ending. The worst has been done to us because of the disconnection. But that's over. So I thought that was pretty powerful. Put that back. So this is the energies that are coming in, right? So I'm like, this is tripping me out right now. I just got the divine feminine. I'm going into this book to read about the divine feminine, and I get the divine feminine affirmation, clarification. And don't, divination. This is divination. Remember, it has the word divine in it, and it also has the word nation in it. If you think about it, divination, divine and nation, so this is the divine nation. Ain't no dark forces here. Ain't no dark forces here. So let's start. Hot on the trail of the Grail, I discover that there is no one Grail story, but a bunch of legends from a variety of different authors from different localities woven together from 3 main streams of thought between 1190 and 1235. The first thread came from a French guy. Although French, he represented the Celtic stream. The second came, RH negative perhaps? The second came from the Cistercian, I'm sorry, I'll spell it, Cistercian, Cistercian. I don't know why that's messing me up, but it says brotherhood and employed the main themes of Christianity. The last to set his mark upon the Holy Grail was Wolfram von Eschenbach, and he threaded his loom with the hermetic teachings of alchemy. The Grail story begins with a prologue about an otherworldly lost paradise named Logres, Logres, Logres. It was a time when the handmaidens of the goddess guarded the sacred wells and springs. It was their task to serve those who traveled with water from their golden cups and food from their golden bowls. Peace and plenty were characteristics of the land and the court of the rich fisher king, until black-hearted King Amangons raped one of the sacred maidens and filched her golden cup. This heinous crime was followed by more behavior of the same kind until Logres was left without sacred serving maidens and all the wells and springs dried up, creating the wasteland. This resulted in the disappearance of the abundant court of the rich fisher king, which echoed the bounty of the land. The Grail hero, the one who is eventually to free the waters, has to discover the meeting place between worlds where he can reestablish the precious links between the female sovereignty and the kingship of the realm. So I'm looking for information, for the energy behind the Grail code again, and I find sovereignty. So I look up sovereignty, and sovereignty, sometimes I like to look up the definitions just to really tie things together. Sovereignty means supreme power, authority, self-governing, freedom, liberation. Okay, so what had happened was, when one of the things that made me restart the reading was because I came back to my table and I said, I wonder what's on the bottom of the deck, to see what the energy is, as we use in tarot, the bottom of the deck for for an energy, a message coming through again to kind of umbrella the message. And I got the Knight of Swords in the moon, the tarot of a moon garden. So, which is a very protective energy, coming in with a sword, all suited up on a steed. We know what a knight is for, right? We know how the knight serves the royal court, right? And so I was like, interesting. So then I had the Grail code over here as well, and I said, well, what does the Grail code have? And the Grail code has another sword. This time by a suited up and armed female in the Grail code, and it says guardian. Clearly protective energy. And when I put my crystals on top of these cards to help charge and draw energy down, which I put a piece of copper and black tourmaline. It's either tourmaline or obsidian, but negative and gets rid of negative energies. But I put it on the sword, and I realized that it wasn't. This sword is over her heart. She's clearly facing the light, channeling. So her energy going within, it was, and I said, wait a minute, now that's 3 swords on the bottom of each deck. There's a lot of, their swords are also in tarot represent mental energy. Your sword is your weapon. Your sword is your mind, your mental clarity, your intelligence, your knowledge, your ability to communicate. That's what swords represent in tarot. And I was like, and then we have the number 3 again, and we have protection here. And so then I turned over the Native Heart, and there was the silver wolf, which is connected to the moon. And we're going to read and get into all this information, but also connected to the moon and connected. So then I became intrigued, and I was like, all right, there is a deeper message here. And that's how this all began. And it just keeps getting more and more fun. So I'm going to go ahead and shut down preface part 1 right here at 20 minutes, and go ahead and look for preface part 2, and then we're going to go ahead and do a card reading. That's probably going to get really intense. All right. Thank you for the one, for the all, for the highest good.